In previous messages, I presented both evidence and logic in support of the prediction that Donald Trump would deliver on very few, if any, of his election campaign promises. Trump's continuous stream of lies was, to me and many others, ample evidence of his complete lack of credibility. Why did millions of people not see the same thing? Well, I found an answer online. It was an article in the American Behavioral Scientist that delineated the strategies people use to construct their worldviews, how they reason, and what to them qualifies as knowledge. These strategies form a continuum from pre-reflective to fully reflective. Those at the fully reflective level, the authors wrote, evaluate knowledge claims using criteria such as conceptual soundness, coherence, degree of fit with the data, meaningfulness, usefulness, and parsimony. In sum, fully reflective people first consider the evidence before they form an opinion. In contrast, those at the pre-reflective level don't reason much at all. Their opinions are based on direct personal observation or the words of an authority figure. Now this part is quite extraordinary. Pre-reflective opinions, the authors wrote, need no justification, since there is assumed to be an absolute correspondence between what is believed to be true and what is true, not the other way around. That's a bit terrifying, isn't it? Whatever they believe is true simply because they believe it. That locks it all in, doesn't it? At the fully reflective level, we have informed reasoning, critical analysis, logic, and self-examination. At the pre-reflective level, we have groupthink, propaganda, fake news, religious fundamentalism, conspiracy theories, climate denial, and the worst elements in republicanism. There is a direct correspondence between the levels of reasoning and one's level of education. Most people enter college at the pre-reflective level and tend to become more reflective toward their senior years. There is a similar correspondence with attitudes toward diversity. That is, the pre-reflective level is populated by tribalists, nativists, chauvinists, and racists. Pre-reflectives have limited experience with the world. They are not well educated and not very deep. They don't bother to take the time to think things through. Evidence is of little importance to them, especially when it contradicts what some father figure says. Facts simply don't matter.
There's no such thing, unfortunately, more a fact.
The lesson here, as Bernie Sanders understood, is that the best hope for a liberal democracy is to make sure everyone gets a college education. Otherwise, the fully reflective folks are going to be at the mercy of the mob.
Everybody has a way of interpreting them to be the truth or not truth. There's no such thing, unfortunately, more a fact.